Hello, and thank you for joining us for another edition of McAllen News Update. I'm Crystal Garcia.
And I'm Roy Canthu. There's still time to have input on the expansion of Benson Road. The City of McAllen, in cooperation with the Texas Department of Transportation, proposed to widen Benson Road from the existing 2-lane rural road into a 5-lane urban roadway. There were 2 public meetings where residents could gather information and provide input about the project. According to the City of McAllen Engineering Department, the official project comment period has ended. However, if residents still have comments, they can submit questions or remarks by email to engineering@mcallen.net or call 681-1151.
The City of McAllen ranks in the top 10 for middle-class families. USA Today Homefront research team took a look at 349 cities in the country with populations greater than 100,000 to see which ones were the best for middle-class families. The study found that McAllen has one of the lowest cost of living. The median household income for the city is around $60,000. McAllen's cost of living is also 13% lower than the national average. To be considered middle class, a family of 4 needs to earn at least $59,828. Now that amount is subject to change depending on where a person lives. The City of McAllen has once again been ranked number 1, but this time for cost of living. According to Realtor.com, the City of McAllen made the top 10 list of U.S. cities with the lowest cost of living. The information came from the latest regional price parties from the U.S. Department of Commerce's Bureau of Economic Analysis. Now, the regional price parties measure the differences in price levels of goods and services across the states and metropolitan areas, and they show as a percentage of the overall national price level. Now, according to Hannah Jones, who's the senior economic research analyst for Realtor.com, markets in the South and Midwest can expand as demand picks up. Now, this helps the cost of housing to stay low. The low cost of living is also great for investors looking to buy property or open a business in McAllen city limits. The cost of living in McAllen is estimated to be 13% lower than the national average. For those interested in living in the city, the average cost for a median home price is around $175,000. According to Jones, McAllen has a lot of space to spread. For more information, head over to www.mcallen.net.
The City of McAllen is investing $1.8 million in a new campground to attract residents to the outdoors. The City of McAllen Parks and Recreation Department continues to enhance the quality of life by not only adding amenities to the existing parks, but also developing new parks for the community and visitors to enjoy. City of McAllen officials held a groundbreaking ceremony for the future McAllen Campground. The 20-acre campground is located within the City of McAllen and will offer public access to on-site green space and trails. The campground, with its trail system and amenities, will provide the opportunity for a guided experience for learning, understanding, and admiring nature. Access to the native landscape will give visitors an immersive experience through fishing, kayaking, camping, archery, and bike riding.
A couple of the amenities that we're going to have here is a nook, which is a gazebo, which will be our central focal point for visitors that come here, right? And so visitors that want to take a walk around the lake, take a break and come here, school groups can come here to do educational sessions. We'll have an outdoor archery lane. It will be 5 lanes between 30 to 70 yards to where archers can come out here to practice different ranges.
Other site amenities will include a walking trail, camping pads, a group pavilion, fire pit, restroom facility, 3 piers for fishing and boating, and multi-purpose meadow. The City of McAllen worked with the Hefner Design Group to design a space that will create the opportunity for fully immersive outdoor experiences. EB Merritt Construction has been selected as the contractor for the project, with the McAllen Parks and Recreation Department serving as the project manager. The total project cost is more than $1.8 million.
McAllen residents and those just passing by can now enjoy a new interactive mural. Take a look. Thanks to a $15,000 grant from the City of McAllen's Refresh 50/50 program, JRF Texas Property underwent a cosmetic exterior refresh that created the historic and interactive mural on its building. The art piece, Oranges and Iron, the Rio Grande Legacy, represents the building's historic past as the train depot where Rio Grande Valley farmers would send their produce. The 150-foot by 25-foot mural has different points where people can take a picture with their phone and get an interactive experience with the artwork. For McAllen businesses looking to take advantage of the grant revitalization program, Refresh 5050, head over to www.refresh5050.com.
Neighbors helping neighbors, as workers from the City of McAllen were dispatched to the City of Laredo to help with some water contamination issues. Staff for the McAllen Public Utility and McAllen Public Works were dispatched to Laredo to assist in an emergency cross-contamination water issue. McAllen responded to a call made by the Texas Division of Emergency Management for assistance after Texas Governor Greg Abbott declared a state of emergency for Webb County. The City of Laredo needed assistance to get regular water service operating for its residents and businesses. Laredo residents had been under a water boil notice for 8 days before McAllen crews were dispatched. This is not the first time McAllen helps out other Texas cities during emergencies.
McAllen Public Utility Vice Chairman Ernest Williams was recognized by an industry organization. This award, given by the Water Environmental Federation, recognizes Williams' contributions to water and wastewater infrastructure, along with his commitment to sustainable water management in the city. The organization gives the award every year to elected or appointed public officials who've shown leadership qualities in advancing sustainable water and environmental policies. Vice Chairman Williams received the award at the annual conference in New Orleans, where the service ceremony was held. Under Williams' leadership, MPU has appropriated more than $167 million in infrastructure projects since 2018.
The McAllen Public Utility Board of Trustees and staff held their annual night out. Hundreds of residents attended the MPU night out at the McAllen Public Library, which the McAllen Public Utility hosts to show their appreciation to their customers. There was free food, fun games, and interactive MPU displays to educate the community. Each MPU department provided information and answered questions about their water and waste.
And now from McAllen City Hall, a meeting of the McAllen City Commission.
And good evening. Welcome to tonight's City Commission meeting. And well, first of all, I want to thank every individual that was part of the McAllen Holiday Parade. It was a great success, as expected. We have great staff, administration, and employees that worked their hearts out. So thank you all very much.
Yes, thank you.
And it's the last meeting of the year. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by invocation by Commissioner Sebi Haddad. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. We gather today with hearts full of gratitude, but also in solemn remembrance. As we pause in reflection, we honor the life of Rosemary Chayo Zamora, whose love, kindness, and strength touched so many in our community. On behalf of the City Commission and our entire community, we extend our deepest condolences to the Zamora family. We understand that the loss of a mother is a grief that runs deep, and we stand together with you in this time of sorrow. As public servants, we are reminded of the great responsibility we carry on to serve with integrity, compassion, and commitment, just as Chayo did through her example. Her life serves as a reminder to all of us of the importance of community, unity, and caring for one another in times of joy and in times of grief. We pray for the wisdom to carry forward the lessons of love and service to our community during this holiday season. Amen.
Amen.
We have two proclamations. Tuba Christmas Day, Commissioner Zamora.
Gentlemen, can you join me here? How fitting that the only musician on this board is making this proclamation.
You're welcome. I was a trumpet player. What do you mean?
Just for the record, I was a bass trombone player in high school through college, so. City of McAllen, proclamation, State of Texas, County of Hidalgo, City of McAllen. Whereas Tuba Christmas concerts have become an annual holiday tradition in cities throughout the world, and whereas Tuba Christmas concerts were initiated by renowned tubist Harvey G. Phillips in 1974, And whereas Tuba Christmas honors all tuba and euphonium artists and teachers through the legendary William J. Bell, born on Christmas Day in 1902. Tuba Christmas gratefully honors all composers who have embraced these noble instruments with their compositions through American composer Alec Wilder, who died on Christmas Eve in 1980, and who contributed his arrangements of traditional Christmas carols to Tuba Christmas. And whereas the Mayor and City Commission would like to take this opportunity to thank Tuba Christmas Coordinator Dr. Scott Reeder and members of the 2024 Rio Grande Valley Tuba Christmas Ensemble for bringing this wonderful and joyous annual holiday event to our great city and for sharing the Christmas spirit at the City Commission meeting each year. Now therefore I, Joaquin Zamora, City Commissioner of the City of McAllen, by the virtue and authority vested in me and on behalf of the Mayor and the Board of Commissioners for the city, do hereby proclaim December the 9th, 2024 as Tuba Christmas Day. Congratulations. I had to put that in there.
Good afternoon, everyone. Board, City McAllen. We want to extend our thank yous from the UTRGV Tuba and Euphonium Studio. To my right are members from the Tuba Studio, some of us. We just want to say thank you for allowing us to use the facilities at the Impact. It's such a large activity, such a large event. We were the second largest in the United States to happen a couple years ago, and it continues to grow and be around the same number of integrants every single year. So the facilities at UTRGV are not big enough to host this event. So we want to extend our thank yous to you guys for allowing us to use this and hopefully continue to use the facilities for the next couple years. Thanks so much. We're now going to play some tunes from that day. Thank you so much.
Take it away, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
There were around 450 students.
Whoa. At the concert?
Yes. Everyone was playing in unison. I was trying.
450.
Another round of applause.
And next we have Christmas for Kids Day, Commissioner Haddad.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's good to see you too. All right. Anybody? Good to see you. Good evening. City of McAllen proclamation. Whereas the McAllen Police Department will host the 23rd annual Christmas for Kids toy giveaway on Saturday, December 21st, 2024 at the McAllen Public Safety Building and Municipal Park on Bicentennial Boulevard and Quint Street. The event will be kicked off by the Parade of Characters starting at Las Palmas Community Center on Quint Street to Bicentennial Boulevard, east to Bicentennial Boulevard, beginning at 8 a.m. with more than 20 entries. Through the coordinating efforts of McAllen Police Department personnel, the continuing support of Doctors Hospital at Renaissance, HEB, Jimenez Logistics, and other community partners that make Christmas for Kids possible with their kind donations, McAllen area children will have a very Merry Christmas this year. Soccer balls, dolls, skateboards, and action figures are among the many toys that will be given to the children, along with fresh fruit, hot dogs, and candy. With everyone's support and effort, Christmas for Kids will continue to successfully distribute more than 5,000 toys to McAllen area children. I, Victor Sebi Haddad, City Commissioner of the City of McAllen, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Mayor and the City Commission, do hereby proclaim December 21st, 2024, Christmas for Kids Day.
Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. This is, we're in the Christmas season at this point in time. And fortunately for us, we're able to experience the gift of giving to kids in our community that highly, highly value and treasure the opportunity to come and receive gifts from us. In many of those cases, that is their Christmas. On the 21st of Saturday, this particular month, we'll be holding our next Christmas for Kids event. Just to give you an idea of how great that need is, some of those kids will be there as soon as they get off of school on Friday and sleep over all the way to Saturday morning until they get their gifts. And all of this is possible. We at the City of McAllen, the mayor, the commission, the staff here at the City of McAllen, McAllen PD, all the departments that help us do this, we simply coordinate. We coordinate a community effort. At the end of the day, the gifts that we give out that day are our community's gifts to our community's children. So we're very, very, very thankful for that. I have with us some representatives of some of those agencies that make this possible. But I want to mention that DHR, for example, DHR has been with us for 23 years. HEB, whom could not be here this afternoon, big part of what we do in many different ways. And so I have with us today DHR representative, and I have also with us Mr. Jorge Jimenez, also Representative Jimenez Logistics, whom are big contributors to us. So I invited them today. I'm going to ask them to make a few statements as well if they want, and then we'll close it up. Mario,
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you, Honorable Mayor and City Commission, for your continued support of these efforts. And a special applause for Chief Rodriguez, McAllen Police Department, and of course all of the McAllen City staff for what they do. It is great to see these kids that is their only gift, and they bring their brothers, and their gift is to share a gift with them. And that's a wonderful thing, and that's why we're here. We're glad and we're fortunate that we've been a part of this for 23 years. I know that it's very important for us as a health system to continue to give back to our community. So on behalf of our Board of Governors, our over 700 physicians, over 6,500 employees, we want to express our thank you and gratitude for allowing us to participate in this event, and we just wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Mr. Jorge Jimenez, Jimenez Logistics.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. Thank you for the amazing job you guys do for the city of McAllen. And Chief Victor Rodriguez, thank you for your leadership. You know, it's an honor to be, when Chief Victor invited me, I had never been here before. And I always see it on TV, I always see everything that goes on, what we see, but what really goes on. I was sitting there for a few minutes, Commissioners and Mayor, City Manager, and I just a few minutes, I see what you guys do, and I can only imagine what goes on in executive sessions and things that you guys do for the city. So I just want to acknowledge every single one of you, Commissioners. Thank you for your job, and Mayor and Chief Victor. So Jimenez Logistics, we have a company here in McAllen, City of McAllen, and it's an honor for us to partner with the City of McAllen to be able to give back to the community. I think most of us here are blessed. I think there's a time where you reflect and you look at your blessings and you say, God has entrusted us to be a blessing to those that are in need. And last year, I was there. We partnered with them. We started last year, and it was beautiful to see those kids that were lined up around 4 in the morning, Chief. 4 in the morning, starting to line up. And you could see the lines of children and the families that were coming in. Some of them didn't even have coats, jackets, and you start realizing how blessed you are. You start realizing, and as soon as I experienced that day with Chief Victor, I said, Chief, I want to be part of it, man. I want to double it. I want to triple it. I want to give as much as we can, give back to the community, give back to those that are in need. So it is an honor to be able to partner with the City of McAllen, and it's an honor to give back to those that are in need. And thank you all for your time. Thank you, everyone.
One last time on our behalf, Merry Christmas to everybody, okay? Thank you. Thank you.
And we have public hearings.
Mayor, Commissioners, tonight we have 4 items listed under routine, a rezoning and 3 conditional use permits. As always, they come with a favorable recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting and receive no opposition. They can be approved in one motion or discussed separately as desired. They are a rezoning from R38 to R1 at 2701 West State Highway 107, a conditional use permit for a cell tower at 158 El Rancho Road, a conditional use permit renewal for an automotive service at 213 South 23rd, and a conditional use permit for an event center at 2800 North 10th Street, Suite C.
Anybody here to speak against any of the items? Anybody to speak against any of the items? No?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Against? Motion carries. I need a motion to amend the zoning ordinance of the City of McAllen.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item C.
Yes, sir. This is public hearing and consideration of an ordinance adopting a unified development code and repealing conflicting ordinances. As mentioned in the workshop, this is the culmination of about 3 years of work that led to the award-winning Envision McAllen that was adopted last year, and now to this unified development code. Throughout the process, there was constant staff guidance, so I do want to say thank you to, obviously, planning staff, traffic, engineering, MPU, Public Works, Fire Legal, as well as management, and those commission members that are part of the Ordinance Review Committee. I know you guys reviewed about 5 or 6 modules and gave us feedback on that. I'm sure that was very fun for you guys. I do believe that this is a great code that will put McAllen at the forefront of urban planning here in the Rio Grande Valley. This was presented at the P&Z meeting of last week, where it was unanimously recommended, bless you, for approval. We are also recommending, obviously we're recommending approval, but we are recommending that there be a 6-month break-in period to allow for current projects to finish, for new ones to come on board with a full implementation on July 1st. Which also happens to be my 6th year with the city. That was not on purpose. So we are recommending approval. It is a public hearing. I believe, I'm sure there are some people here to speak.
Okay, excellent. Do we have anybody to speak for or against this item? Or just comments?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioner. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
I
Would you just get your name and your address, please, sir?
Ethan Rodriguez, 6813 North 4th Street.
Thank you.
I wanted to speak on behalf of the UDC. I think it's a really intelligently made code, and I'm really excited to see how it moves McAllen forward with better pedestrian corridors and walkability and safer areas for cyclists. And I think a lot of us are excited. I mean, we tried getting more young people, but it's just 4 of us right now. And we're all in major support of this because we want smarter land use, and this code is very promising. So I just wanted to give my support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My first time here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see all y'all. I want to piggyback off of what Ethan said back there. By the way, my name is Diego Gutierrez, 4203 San Esteban Court. I'm absolutely in favor of the UDC. I've read through it all. I agree. It's an absolutely beautiful plan in many aspects, but mainly in the sense that it almost ensures a more beautiful McAllen, a more vibrant McAllen, and a more economically active McAllen. I've been around Texas. I haven't been around the world like some people on call have been, but I've been around Texas, and I've seen how these kinds of changes can really impact a community. I've been to one, for example, Grandsbury, Texas. It's close to Fort Worth, very small town. It's almost nothing, right? But they've done some redevelopments in their city, and wow, I saw the difference. It's beautiful. They have an active downtown. They have, I could see young people, old people alike, walking down the streets. They had active small businesses. It was, I felt like it was a friendly community. Even though I'd never been there, I'd never heard of the place, I felt like it was somewhere safe for me to walk around, to spend money in, to spend time with my family, and even as a tourist. And I can't imagine how great it must feel to have that as your hometown. As someone who's lived here, my entire life, when I saw that place, I felt that it was odd that I hadn't seen anything like that in McAllen. I felt that it was, it's something that we have, that it's lacking here. We depend, almost entirely on cars. It's generally, some would say, ugly in some places, and generally it just needs change. And in the way that things are growing in the moment, it spells stagnation. If you look at other examples of cities who have gone down the route of car dependency and no diversification in their economies. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's an absolutely great choice to go with the UDC, and I'm in favor of it. Yeah. Thank you so much. You have a nice day.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
My name's Martha Garza, and I'm going to give you my P.O. Box because that's all I remember. P.O. Box 3034, McAllen, Texas. I lived here as long as you young men did, and then I moved to Dallas and spent over 30 years over there. And one of the things, I love development. I have heard some of the comparisons of wanting to be like Dallas. Coming from Dallas, I'm going to say don't be like Dallas, but learn from forms of development that have been rushed through, and then the cost afterwards has been detrimental. I have not been here when all of the planning was initiated, but one of the things that I do see a lot is I go up 2nd Street, and I've heard that you all are evaluating the speed limits. I love cycling. I love all of that comes with it. But coming from Dallas, you see certain things that would benefit here. And one of those has been something I have not seen. The speed limit is too high. When I'm driving, even if there's a signal for somebody who's a cyclist, whether it's motor or a walker going through, I've got a car in back of me coming so fast, even if I can turn, they're gonna hit me. Or if there's a cyclist coming through, there's a chance that I might hit them. So in the interest of doing everything, there are some forms of warnings that give cyclists a responsibility to hit, and it signals everybody across the street. And it is fantastic. And it saves both the driver and those that are going through. And as a driver, I don't ever want to hit anybody. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anybody else?
Like I mentioned on my public comment, my concern is also that FCC and OMB is supposed to be coinciding with this document. Yet the Infrastructure Act is based off of something that was drafted 2014 and approved 2015. So I'm concerned with how this legislative council is going to 189th or 190th or 220, whatever it is by the time it's 2040. How is this code going to make sure it's up to date and not utilizing obsolete methodologies that are not taking into consideration effective development that is inclusive in their decision-making process? A lot of business practices that I've seen have not been able to properly integrate communication standards or telecommunication standards where we could allow for whoever's calling in to be able to stand by as an auditor or have a better advisory committee that's advising the committee on how we need to integrate all these new learning or technicalities that need to be implemented in our decision-making process. So that's all I ask, is that we consider that maybe Robert's Rules of Order are obsolete and we need more than 3 minutes to really put ourselves out there and have a council of counselors that have potential to counsel each other at the same time that we're trying to make decisions that impact our communities. But yet, as a developer, I'm looking at, there's certain standards, there's minimum standards, and then there's companies that are not even taking into consideration whatever the budget is, it's a person's life at the end of the line. What kind of constraints are we limiting ourselves to really save people's lives by being more proactive and preventing people from jumping into a contract where the development process didn't even include them in the entire making or the whole creation of the whole community involvement programs or projects that weren't even inclusive, and now you expect for a new developer to come in and take on responsibility of the cost of maybe because they didn't introduce the fact that there's a cost for not planning properly that I don't think the city has taken into consideration how much these new developers are having to take into consideration because there was improper planning and development or phases of development that also are coordinating comprehensive training for all of these moving pieces. I see a lot of nonprofits that are initiating projects, point-in-time checkpoints. It's almost like we're trying to cure a disease with a Band-Aid. With the same thing with dealing with business models. We provide licensing, but then we don't know the implementation plan on who's procuring these contracts to safeguard our citizens. So like I said before, I just hope that y'all really add more advising to your advisory council so that we can be more informed and utilize better methods to disseminate information more effectively. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? For, against? Edgar, Michelle, thank you all very much for this. I know it's been a long process, and we're here. Questions, comments?
All good? Make the motion. Second? That's per staff recommendation, right?
To accept
6 months
staff
limitation, all that.
recommendation.
It's important too.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. I think that was a long time coming.
Yes, sir, it was, and it feels great.
Okay. Item D.
Sure. The next item is a public hearing and consideration for a TBC variance at 4312 Tres Lagos Boulevard, Suite 670. This property is located on the north side of Tres Lagos Boulevard, approximately 800 feet west of Ware Road. It is zone C4. Adjacent zoning is R1 to the north, west, and south, C4 to the east. Surrounding uses include single-family homes and businesses, including a daycare. The applicant is requesting a variance to the 300-foot distance requirement between a liquor store and a church, school, or daycare. The proposed establishment is approximately 172 feet away from a child care learning center. Staff does recommend approval of the variance since the request is for a package store. There will be no on-premise consumption. We recommend approval.
Okay, anybody against this item? Anyone against?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? The motion carries. We have consent agenda items, what is it? A through F. And can we have a motion to table item B?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. We have items A through F.
So moved.
Very second?
Second. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item 3.
Mayor and Commission, good evening. The item before you is the award of contract for the Balboa Sluice Gates improvement. The Balboa Sluice Gates functions as a flood control measure in the areas in and around Balboa Acres. The project will replace 5 aged hand-operated sluice gates with new self-sealing check valves. The scope of the work also includes a repair of the existing concrete head wall structure and removal and replacement of reinforced concrete riprap. The engineer of record, Bettis Consulting, Inc., and staff recommend award of the contract to the lowest responsive bidder, Diverse Construction of Brownsville, Texas, in the amount of $555,749.80, with a contract time not to exceed 250 calendar days. And we open it up for any questions.
Questions?
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item B.
Mayor, I intended to include this item on consent agenda, but it's consideration of an amendment to the contract we have with.
Sure.
Mark-
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item C.
This is consideration approval to negotiate with top-ranked firm for the terminal expansion design services at the McAllen International Airport. Based on the review by this office, staff recommends authorization to negotiate with the top-ranked consultant firm, Short Elliott Hendrickson, for the terminal expansion design services at McAllen International Airport.
The advisory board also is approving this as well, right? Or
That's correct.
We're recommending.
recommending it, yes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item D.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
This is the contract amendment number 12-2020 with KSA Engineers for the safety management systems in the amount of $138,050, subject to a budget amendment.
Questions, comments?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item C, ordinances. Oh, budget amendment.
Go ahead, Jeremy. This is the budget amendment that goes with previous items.
Yes, staff recommends approval of the above, of the mentioned budget amendment for fiscal year 24-25 to implement some approved projects that were brought forth through the terminal capacity study at the end of the fiscal year and the mandated study for the FAA compliance.
There, motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Future agenda
Thank you.
items?
Commission, I know that the intent was to bring Boys and Girls Club to the meeting this meeting. It was a little bit much to do with holiday programming, so we'll bring that to you at the first of the year. I just don't want you to think we forgot about that.
No problem.
Excellent. Anybody else? If not, what do we have on executive session items?
Mayor, for item 6A, I recommend the commission entertain a motion to instruct the city manager to proceed as described in executive session.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item B.
Mayor, for item 6B, I recommend that the commission entertain a motion to instruct the city manager and city attorney's office to proceed as described in executive session.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Is that it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the City Commission, from myself, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Dios me los bendiga a todos.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Regular City Commission meetings are held on the second and fourth Monday of each month. Meetings are rebroadcast on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on the McAllen Cable Network.